Hello everybody. I thought I'd give a little cruise tour simply because I have, before coming on this cruise, actually shown myself. I was looking for information on the cruise, how it worked, what things looked like, and I was Googling around and I could barely find anything. The only thing that I found, especially while looking around, was like maybe one photo of the actual inside of the cruise ship. So I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like because I'm sure I'm not the only one who has questions, who's thinking about going on a cruise ship like this, and who basically wants to see what the inside of it actually looks like. So on this cruise, there are 20 floors, I believe. It appears as if floor number 1 and 2 are for the crew. Floor number 3 also isn't accessible, if you will. We're currently on floor number 3 right here. This door usually is open, but I think they're doing like a crew training session or something right now, and this is normally where the hospital is. Yes, there's a hospital on board. A lot of the passengers are a bit older than 60, and I think a lot of times they may need an actual service like this. Of course, it's for everyone, but you understand what I'm saying. Here's the actual screen right here. These are everywhere throughout the ship, where you can basically, of course this is all in German, as we are on a German cruise ship, but a lot of the, nearly all the staff, if not everyone, speaks English, so they can definitely help you as well with all the information. So we are currently on floor number 3. Here's the actual hospital, and a little watch on the floor. I'm going to try and take you to nearly everything, if possible, in this video, just to let you see everything, because once again I found it a bit frustrating. Even when I was looking for Carnival and many other cruise ships, they had no information at all, except for like you'd look for like interior pictures. This is also an automatic door. You would look for interior pictures and you would find maybe 1 or 2. Hello. So this is the 4th floor. This is also just mainly cabins. A lot of stuff begins on the 6th floor. This goes all the way down. I think you saw that in one of the earlier videos. I'll show you both sides. We are on the AIDA Cosma, that is AIDA Cosma. 4th floor elevators. There's like a sanitation thing everywhere. These are like multiple times throughout every single floor. So anything that you touch, anything you do, you can completely sanitize your hands. Nearly all the doors in the place are automatic. Hi. See just how long it continues to go down, and usually at the very end of these as well, there's like a it'll like turn sideways, so like another longer portion of it. These are the inner cabins, and these over this side are the outer cabins looking out at the water, which is what we also booked. It's actually quite nice. It's actually on the 4th floor, which is where the first like cabins begin. It's actually really nice. The sea view, you are a couple of feet / meters above the actual water, so you don't get the splashback, but you definitely get the view of the water. Sorry, there's a training session going on. Here is the 5th floor. They're doing a training session, like I said. A lot of the crew members you don't see walking around right now. They have multiple training sessions that they have to do. This is the 6th floor, where nearly everything begins. On this side, there's a lot of shopping as well on the cruise ship. Just a general store. Usually they have a lot of like summer clothing and t-shirts, jewelry as well over here. There are multiple like mini mall places on the cruise ship. And then you have the other side, where they have the other shopping center. Their jewelry. And a number of bags. There's also like an art section as well right here. This art section actually continues a lot further back, all the way back here. I'm not sure why there's so many people. I get it right now. This is the actual art section. I'm sure it's different on every cruise ship as far as the art. But this is a section where you can like actually get your photos taken. This might actually be the crew announcement. Okay, yeah, it was a crew announcement. Starting it up again. This is the actual continuing the art area. I think there were 2 auctions that also happened on the cruise ship for the art. I can't go in here, sadly. This is where the actual movie theater is. And every night you get a sheet of paper. I don't have one on me. You get a sheet of paper that says exactly what the next movie is going to be. And they also were filming the German version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in here as well, which you can also watch on the cruise ship in your room if you don't feel like coming downstairs here to watch it. Yeah, gigantic art area. Here's one of the first restaurants on this floor. Forgot what it's called. We took a trip, the original first stop that we had was to Southampton, which is in the United Kingdom, which is no longer in the European Union. So we actually had to come here to have our passport checked at 8 in the morning. I'm pretty sure you remember that video. It was quite ridiculous. Simply because we had to get up early enough to have our passport checked just to be given the okay to be able to go on land for a couple of hours. Gonna swing back through here so that I can show you the actual reception hall. For those of you who've never been on a cruise ship before, it's actually like one gigantic floating city. It is the weirdest thing in the entire world because there are thousands of people on here. There are tons of shops, tons of elevators, tons of rooms. It is basically, this is the actual information area. So you can get information or help for your internet package. If you need to pay for something, you need general information. I don't know if you can see this one up here as well. Yeah, just so you know, you can get help in English just about everywhere that you go. No, the point that I was trying to make before was that if you even think about it, a normal skyscraper will maybe, in a large apartment building, will be roughly around, 20, maybe 30 floors. This is a 20-floor ship. It's just spread out a lot more, but this is more realistically, this is about a 40-floor skyscraper on the sea. It's one of the first lounges. The sunlight's a little bad here. One of the first hangout areas. There are bars everywhere. I think we're also very close to the one that has a Starbucks on board as well. So during the day, you can see a lot of people training and getting ready for shows that are happening later on in the night. This is the ground floor of the actual entertainment area, because it also goes a lot higher. I'm going to try and show you right here as well. If you look up, it's multiple floors, 6th, 7th, and 8th for the entertainment area. Tons of lounging areas all over the place as well. And now we begin to get into the area of the first restaurants. Some of them might be closed right now. And I'm making sure to do this when there's not too many people, as I'm not like just bumping into thousands and thousands of people as I'm walking around. But it's one of the first bar areas. Called the Rossini Bar. So once again, food is included inside of the price. However, drinks are not, as you might have imagined. Just to give you an example of some of the prices, to let you know what to expect. I myself am not a drinker, so I did not need any of this. Everything that I paid for was in the, it was $599 per person for the actual trip. Yeah, I think the bar itself, or the rest of the restaurant, is actually closed, but give you a good idea of what it looks like inside. It's also quite nice. So I think there are 17 restaurants on board. 17 restaurants on board, and I think 5 or 6 of them are to pay. That is to say, they have like, you know, premium extra stuff if you want like sushi and stuff like that we went to before. There are bathrooms everywhere. You can see on them as well, there's like little hands. Because you wave your hand in front of it and then there we go. It's completely automatic. There's also bathrooms for people who are differently abled everywhere, which is absolutely wonderful. There are a lot of guests I've seen who are on here who are differently abled, and they are able to get everywhere. Also with the elevators as well. There are different waves of elevators on every single floor. So we are still on the 6th floor, but we went past the blue elevators on the other side. Now these are the light pink elevators. I don't exactly know. And once again, the hand sanitizers are everywhere as well. So if you have any slight mobility issues, adorable. Slight mobility issues, you don't have to worry about that at all. There's tons of crew always helping people. Hello! Hi. Always helping people to get around. Here's one of the more popular ones at nighttime. It's called the Tokyo Bar. This place is always packed. It's also very beautiful. It's incredibly beautiful. Also love the rug here as well. I know it's very simple, but I think it definitely stands out. This is behind, straight ahead where the woman is walking towards us. That was the beginning of the entertainment area. So here's the other part of the bar over here. As you might imagine, the bars are very, very, very popular, especially at nighttime. The 6th floor also begins, that was the Tokyo Bar. The 6th floor begins the, what do you call it? The wave of restaurants. This is Sushi House, also incredibly beautiful inside as well. We ate here one time. They got a bit confused and thought that we wanted hot pot, which they also have here as well. Here are the hot pot tables. There's usually a rush, as you can imagine, for everyone trying to make sure that they get some type of a sea view during dinner time. So I think dinner usually begins around 7 o'clock or somewhere around there. So we usually end up getting here around maybe 8 o'clock and are usually lucky enough to have a spot by the water, but then everyone else ends up rushing here as well. There's also an area around here in the middle where you can actually see them preparing the food, which I think is really, really cool. I know, you know, maybe other people have definitely done that before, but I love the idea of like seeing exactly how the food is prepared. I think it is incredibly cool. Yeah, this is exactly why I wanted to make sure that I was making the video while there was no one else here. I wanted to make sure that you got to see every single thing that was on the ship. Because imagine me like walking up to someone's plate and being like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, what are you making? Like, you know. Wanted it to be completely empty. This is one of the more popular restaurants on the ship. This is the Sushi House. It also continues a bit over here as well. Normally, if you have made a reservation, they usually ask you to kind of wait around here until your reservation is available. Here's another the teriyaki Asian grill times that is actually open. And here's the inside. This one seems a bit more exclusive because you can even see like how the chairs are like in a U shape, and the very middle there's also someone preparing just for the people in that area. Another idea, this is also one of the pay restaurants, so you get an idea of the menu. It's not too bad. Some of these are 4 or 5 courses with rice for 30, 34 euros and 27 euros. It's not bad at all. And the desserts as well. A baked banana with green tea ice, marinated pineapples with chocolate ginger mousse, and coconut milk rice with mango. That sounds all super delicious. Here's the next restaurant on Restaurant Row. This is the East Restaurant. All having a general Asian theme, all being cleaned right now. This is one of the buffet areas. That's what we went to on the first night when we were here. It was actually very, very good as well. Even the desserts were slightly Asian themed. Bitteschön, bitteschön. Even the desserts were slightly Asian themed. They were like sweet sushi and stuff like that, and rolled up cakes in the form of sushi. Also with very nice sea views as well. It's really nice. A lot of times you will find that you're actually not next to the water, but you still get a pretty good view even from far away. Not sure if you noticed, on every table there is a check mark. Basically, every time that you sit down, I don't want to touch them, every time that you sit down, it gets flipped over and becomes an X. Basically saying that you're sitting there and it hasn't been disinfected. The moment you leave, someone runs over, they disinfect it, and they flip this back over again to let you know that the table is available. It's very nice. You know, we got told one time, like, please not to, because we sat down trying to get a table that was just recently empty, and we were told please not to do that, simply because it was still an X there. So it's nice to see that they care. They're simply refilling everything right now. It's normally where they are preparing the tables and have some of the extra cutlery. This one also continues for quite a bit. It's a pretty big restaurant. This one also extends a lot further in as well. So this brings us to another restaurant. It's actually downstairs, which I'll take you to in 1 second. That was the End of the East restaurant. Really weird is that there are two other restaurants here, one called the Time Machine and one called the Belladonna. The Time Machine is right in front of us, but this has been closed since we got here. It has not opened up. People thought it was a bit of a gimmick because it's called the Time Machine, and therefore maybe at some point it would be open. Never opened. It even says like soon coming back or almost back, or but it never opened up. No idea why. No idea even what the theme is, but it looked like it would have been incredibly cool. So the letter is changing. No idea what it was. Maybe next time we'll be able to actually try it. This is the beginning of the Belladonna Restaurant, as you might imagine. With the name, it is more of a Italian style place. I don't think I can even walk through a lot of it, because you can hear them preparing and getting ready for dinner. But this one is massive. This one I think is the largest restaurant that they have on here. I'm going to see if I can go slightly around the corner to show you. You can see as I zoom in, all the way at the very end. Kind of, not as well as I thought it would. It's gigantic. It actually goes all the way to the very end of the ship. And this one is the largest buffet, and I mean they have the largest selection. For those of you who are vegan and or vegetarian, those options exist everywhere on the ship. Not some places. Every single place has an option like that, where, I mean, they'll have like 15 different things that make sure that, so that it's not just simply lettuce and tomatoes. Because a lot of times for breakfast I do just want to have a salad. And they make them extremely well. There are always tons of different options. There's also, as this is a German cruise, there's a lot of bread. However, there will always be things that are marked that definitely say completely gluten-free as well, for those of you who need that. Here's the market restaurant. Once again, also closed, but still, I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what some of the things look like. I believe this is also one of the other buffets on the cruise. We're currently on the 5th floor. We had to walk down, just so you can kind of see a little bit of it. This one also is very, very popular. It's quite large. Hi! It's also quite large. All the cleaning stations, the disinfection points. You can tell that this is, so as far as I can tell, I think this is the second ever trip for this particular boat, like ever. And you can tell that it's completely brand new because everything for disinfection is like built in everywhere. These things are all over the place. It's not like a secondary thought. It is that they are simply a main part of the ship to have the disinfection. So the 5th floor, I think, is also mainly just, what do you call it? Just residential, except for when you walk down here and you actually get to the mock restaurant, which also then continues down there. I can enter, but I feel really bad because a lot of the, let me show you this part at least, because a lot of the workers are working, and I don't want to be that one person to like walk through the entire thing with the camera, but I don't think they would actually mind. Once again, bathrooms everywhere, no matter where you go. They make sure, because I mean, also realistically, it's 20 floors. If your room is on the 18th floor and you really have to go to the bathroom, you know, you're not going to go all the way up 12 flights of steps. I get to show you another angle of it. A little bit better here. All the breakfast buffets thus far have also had a very good selection between breads and meats and cheeses, and I myself have an affinity for pancakes, scrambled eggs, sausage and or bacon and orange juice, and it is everywhere. It's quite plentiful. They make the pancakes, I mean, it takes them just a couple of seconds to make pancakes, but and I'll say it this way: if you are from the States or even from Canada, you know what, hi, you know what good pancakes taste like, and they make good pancakes here. I'll put it that way, because I've been other places before and I've been like, not the best pancakes in the world, but these are actually quite delicious. So yeah, I think that more or less does the 6th floor, if you will, as a large part of this floor is just eating and entertainment and bars. I'm actually gonna, wait, actually I have to walk to the other end because I'm almost certain that I missed something along the way. Okay, up on the 7th floor now. At the very end here is something called the Rock Box, yeah. The Rock Box Bar. It seems very, I think the word is meant to be alternative. I went inside of it once just to see what they had, and it was basically like a rock bar. A lot of people throw in one back. It also has like a very dark ambiance inside, but it's currently closed right now because it's roughly around noon, so I didn't expect them to be too open right now. There's also a casino, as is to be expected. I know a lot of people would definitely love this. Tons of machines. It's incredibly clean. It's usually always completely packed. It's actually quite nice. I'm definitely out of place as being the only person in here who's filming. But it's not too bad. Not gigantic, but still a place for people to be able to do what they need to do. There's also a bingo jackpot for 6,000 euros. There was also the other day when they were doing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on here. It's really funny. They, I think the prize was, I think 5,000 euros or something like that, which gets you like, was it nine more cruises? And I was like, okay, so I'm sure whoever won that is definitely quite happy to have at least 9 more vacations. Beginning of another bar area. Told you these are everywhere. The 7th floor. The entertainment area where you can still see the people practicing a little bit for what will probably happen later.
Auf Deckung klatscht sind, da ist einer rumgelaufen.
There are other steps around here that also go then a bit higher. There's also one below this one that also goes higher. Bitte schön. Danke sehr. A lot of people are very nice and they keep stopping for me. So this is the 6th, 7th, and 8th floors are all kind of connected. Danke sehr. Everyone keeps stopping when they see me recording. All connected together so that you can kind of get the best seats that you want. But on the 7th floor begins another restaurant called the French Kiss, which of course is French themed. Even the wall has a like a macaron kind of thing. Same with the chairs over here. We tried going here once, but never were like really in the mood. Can't explain it. This is normally filled with nothing but cakes. Around here, little like inside seating. Yeah, we weren't really in the mood to have like a whole bunch of cakes, which is normally all that they're kind of offering here. It continues a bit more to the actual restaurant. It even smells like cheese. My gosh, I'll show you that in a second. I believe those are one of the safety boats outside right there. Or exit boats, I'm not sure what to call them. Lifeboat, yeah, that's kind of it. See more of them getting ready and prepared. All of the cheeses I was smelling. It smells incredible. It's not a bad smell by any means, but you just know that you're smelling cheese. And they also make tons of French sandwiches here as well during the course of the day. Another sanitizing station. More seating around here as well. Pretty big restaurant. It's a lot larger than you would expect it to be. Now here's the next restaurant called Best Burger at Sea. We ate here one time, I think at the very beginning of me recording, if you remember any of this. They had multiple different options for burgers. I think I ended up taking a beef burger, which I kind of regret a little bit because I wish I had taken the salmon burger. I always get a beef burger in general, but I would like to have something a little bit more different. Here's the menu right here. Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I think we only ended up coming here once because once again, the trip was 7 days to I think 5 different countries, but the issue is that there's 17 different restaurants and we're only here for a couple of days. So we tried to try everything at least once, and then we're also outside during the day inside of the different countries. This is the Oceans fish restaurant. The machine is currently loading, but it says they're going to be open in about 30 minutes for lunch. So I'm doing this now because it will be completely packed. This is also another very popular one. It's very pretty here. Hi! Also friendly, it's nuts. See if I can walk through a bit more of this for you. Ah yeah, some of the stuff is already being set out. Just so you have an idea of what kind of food they have here. Try not to get in their way. The fish sandwiches are also really good here. All the different breads they have. The butter on ice. Here's more of the restaurant itself. You see a lot of people standing in front of these taking photos. I think it's actually quite funny that they want it like just in front of the the fish. There's more of the food. They also say everything that's up here, like what the things actually are. And this is what I was talking about before, where it says like it's in German of course, but it says gluten free, just so you can see it as well.
Why in front of the light?
Yeah.
Open day.
Open day.
Yeah.
Don't touch the ceiling. Yeah.
And this is just one area of the actual restaurant. There's more in the back to the right, but once again, I'm trying not to, I'm already walking around as they're working, so I'm not trying to be hyper invasive. And here's the other part of it. It's very pretty. Very nice, and that's the end of that one. The next restaurant is the Yacht Club. And this one is definitely closed off while they're doing all this stuff. When you first walk in, you can wash your hands, you can disinfect, you can do everything you need. This one we've been to quite a couple of times for their breakfast buffet. It's quite good. A little, I don't want to say the word basic, but you know, it's just a standard restaurant. I don't expect every single restaurant to have a gigantic, crazy, mind-blowing theme. I'm there to eat, get my food, and then go back outside. But this is also a very, very, very popular one over the course of the day. I guess they're trying to have a go for it. And then from here, I wonder if we can go... Okay, this is one of the floors. I think we're on floor 7 now. Yeah, deck 7. There's another entrance to the restaurant over there, but you can see it's kind of roped off at the moment. More bathrooms everywhere. And this is one of the floors where you can't like just go from one side to the other. A lot of like the crew-only doors around here as well, but this is also a very popular food floor